Question 11, which I've been wrestling with for the best part of half an hour, and the reason for my difficulty was because I printed out an early copy where h is equal to 6, but it's since been changed to 2, and now I can happily say I get to the right answer. So skip to the end. Let's do this question. We have an empty container being filled. The volume of the container is expressed as root h6 plus 16 end root minus 4. That'll be handy for us to write that as h6 plus 16 close brackets to a half minus 4 for later on, where h is the height of the water. Given that the volume is increasing at a rate of, so dv by dt equals 8, show that or find the rate at which the height is increasing, so dh by dt equals question mark when h equals 2. So there's the question that we're looking for. So we need to differentiate v with respect to h, and we're going to use the chain rule in order to get there. So I'm going to start by, if we let x equal all of this, h6 plus 16, such that we can write v equals x to the half minus 4, then we can differentiate x with respect to h to give us 6h to the 5. We can differentiate v with respect to x to give us a half x to the minus a half. We can then multiply these two together to get dv by dh, which is one of the things that we need, and that would be dv by dx times by dx by dh. So the x part cancels to leave behind v over h. dv by dx is this bit, so a half x to the minus a half, and dx by dh is this bit, 6h to the 5. So let's just neaten that up a little bit. dv by dh equals a half times 6 is 3h to the 5, x to the minus a half, which is 1 over root x. And we need to remember that x is, up here is h to the 6 plus 16. So we can substitute that back in to get dv by dh equals 3h to the 5 over square root of h to the 6 plus 16. Okay, I'm going to need another piece of paper for this. We now need to get an expression of dh by dt, which we're going to get via the chain rule doing dh by dv, which is the inverse of what we've just determined here, times by dv by dt, which was given to us earlier in the question. So that's going to equal the inverse of this, so I'll write that here. So if dv by dh, I can put here dh by dv equals root h to the 6 plus 16 over 3h to the 5. Put that here. God, this is going to look messy. H to the 6 plus 16 over 3h to the 5, close brackets, times v over dv by dt, which up here was 8. So we now have dh by dt equals 8 root h to the 6 plus 16 over 3h to the 5. And then the final punchline is when h equals 2, dh by dt equals, and you're a ways.